Hi everyone, I'm Rodrigo Durão and this is what's happening in Brazil. We start by updating you on the latest news from the country. The High Court in Brazil will toughen social media rules. Brazilian High Court is due to decide to what extent social media companies should be accountable for third-party content. Currently, law states that those companies can only be held responsible if they do not remove the content after a court order. Big techs that own social media such as Google are against this kind of control, but the idea defended by many in Brazil is to prevent the spreading of fake news and hate speech. Wildfires in Brazil hit record levels in 2024. The area affected by the fires last year was the equivalent of the cities of São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro combined, or 30 million hectares. The data means a staggering 62% above the historical average. Most of the fires took place in forests and big land plots. The Amazon region was the area more affected by the wildfires. Brazilian teams are performing surprisingly well at FIFA's Club World Cup in the US. All 4 clubs from Brazil, Palmeiras, Flamengo, Botafogo and Fluminense, are among the last 16, having eliminated European sides like Porto and Atletico Madrid. Historically, Brazilian club thrives in this tournament, but in recent years they've struggled as European football advanced, mainly for financial reasons. However, this year, Brazilian teams are performing exceptionally well, raising hopes for a potential victory and reigniting national pride. The Brazilian hiker that fell off a cliff in Indonesia is found dead. Juliana Marin's death was announced on Tuesday, 4 days after falling during a trekking near an Indonesian volcano. Rescue operations were impaired due to bad weather, and she struggled without water, food or warm clothes. The 26-year-old was backpacking in Asia, and her family expressed sadness and gratitude for the support received, but said that Juliana was a victim of negligence. There are less than 5 months to go until the 30th UN Conference on Climate Change, also known as COP30, which will take place in Belém, capital of Pará State, northern Brazil. It is estimated that 40,000 to 50,000 people will travel to the city to take part in the event. But there are challenges. Although the hotel network and hosting apps have increased vacancies, accommodation for the period can cost up to $300,000. In addition, there is a lack of official information on alternative accommodation.
The Extraordinary Secretariat for COP30 has announced that the number of vacancies in Greater Belém has increased from 18,000 in January to 36,000 in May this year. However, the region is expected to receive up to 42,000 people in the coming months. With less than 5 months to go until the event, alternative accommodation such as schools and guides to help those who don't know the city are still not available. The situation is causing distress, especially for environmentalists and journalists who want to take part in the COP but don't have many resources.
A gente faz parte de uma coalizão.
We are part of a coalition of social and environmental media outlets called Diários do Clima, and we are trying to create this social and environmental house. We are looking for sponsorship to make it happen. The biggest challenge is actually renting a house, which is the most sensitive point, although there are other problems too.
On February 24th, the official COP30 platform announced there would be more information on accommodation, but so far nothing new was announced. The state government of Pará itself, although it has partnered with the hotel chains and accommodation apps, does not provide any information anywhere to guide those who will travel to Belém according to their preferences in terms of activities and purchasing power. The prices, which are likely to continue to rise, add to the concern.
Só foi no fim do ano passado ou foi no começo deste?
Between the end of last year and the beginning of this year, we were about to sign an agreement to rent a house for around 80-something thousand reais for a month. When it came time to close the deal, they raised the 1-month rent to 270,000 reais, which was enough to buy the house, so we gave up and looked for other alternatives.
The difficulty of finding accommodation has a cascading effect since it also impacts alternative activities to the main event, making it difficult for visitors to plan their schedule. Digital influencer Raquel Ferreira explains that, despite the difficulties, Belém and the region will be able to accommodate those who want to take part in the climate conference.
Every year we are used to receiving visitors to the city de Nazaré. And yes, we are prepared to welcome them depending on the type of accommodation people want. There are problems, but there are solutions. We have many districts near Belém that have hotel capacity. We have Benevides, Marituba, Santa Isabel, places that can accommodate the public attending the COP. And we can have alternative means of transportation, whether it's inland waterways, accommodation on Mosquito Island, or bringing these people by boat to Belém. Certainly there is a possibility, but speculation abounds.
Raquel is among those who advocate for the leading role of a Brazilian northern city to host the international event. However, she highlights the lack of actions by local administrations, which aren't proposing solutions for visitors or making proper information publicly available.
The main tip is to look for travel agencies in Belém to contact the city's tourism professionals. We have contact with other types of accommodation. We have accommodation possibilities in the region of the Belém's Islands. So if you're not looking for a 5-star hotel, you can come to Belém to experience COP to get to know our city.
In today's Culture Talk, you will know a little bit about Brazilian samba singer and songwriter Diogo Nogueira, who is the son of another samba singer, João Nogueira. Diogo spent his childhood and teenage years in samba jamming sessions. In his latest album, the second volume of Sagrado, Sacred in English, he went deep exploring the traditional samba jamming sessions in impoverished neighborhoods of Rio de Janeiro.
Quem sabe dia você possa caminhar com a vestimenta da sua religião, sem ser maltratado, ferido, julgado de modo algum.
As pessoas falavam, você...
People say you're an artist, you can't take a stand. What do you mean by I can't? I came to Earth to take a stand. I'm a messenger. I must express my opinion, of course, without influencing anyone negatively. Always striving for the best for the Brazilian people, for those in need for a better Brazil. That's what I think.
Melhor coisa que existe é o amor. Posso provar que outra coisa arrepia de calor. E sem falar que fogo alto acende a chama.
Sagrado começou...
The making of the album Sagrado started at the end of 2023. It took longer to finish. I spent 6 years without launching any new work. And then I decided to work on a new album. So I spent the whole period researching for the repertoire. I wanted to do something upbeat, something joyful. We decided to release Volume 1 first, which is really about the real suburbs, my childhood and emotional memories. And the second album was the songs that I separated out, which were more romantic. After all this time, I decided to release these songs that were more connected to love, to the sacred and the profane, which go hand in hand. And I think it turned out just the way I wanted. Talking about positive love, joy, happiness. What do you like to do when you go out to a samba session or a bar? And that's basically how I came about.
Guerreiro não foge da luta, não pode correr. Ninguém vai poder atrasar quem nasceu pra vencer.
Maior referência que tem é do samba.
My most important reference is Samba. We all know it. I cannot but adore it. and talk about the artists who paved the way until here. Because if I'm here today, that's thanks to the beautiful and wonderful story they built.
Sabe que o povo lá da aldeia nomeou a natureza para te purificar. Toda a consciência foi perdida. O que eu faço com a certeza? O futuro então virá.
Foi um convite meu mesmo. Aí
I myself invited him. Ailton is a wise man, someone quite important to Brazil. We've lived through some very bad times in recent years, and I've always been a man who talked a lot about religion, about people's lack of understanding of others. When I received the song, various things had happened in the Amazon. I said that this song had something to do with me. I felt that I needed someone who could speak with more authority on this subject so that I could learn too, because we spent all our time learning. During conversations we had, Ailton Krenac's name came up to do this song, which to me is a gem. His participation was a civility lesson. I want to thank Ailton for coming and taking part in this. Before any other people, there were indigenous peoples. Before anything in this country, it is essential that we look at these peoples. This is Brazil. This is Brazil of the reco-reco, the bow and arrow, the spear.
São fluxos, refluxos, influxos.
Did you like the show? So hit the like button and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive notifications. We will see you next week.